Hi everyone, my name is Ashton Gleckman and welcome to Santa Monica, California. This is my new apartment, and so a lot of the future videos on this channel are going to be from this room. So today I want to talk about a topic that a lot of you guys bring up in the YouTube comments, and that is libraries to start out with. So there's so many libraries on the market right now, whether it's orchestral, whether it's choirs, percussion, whether it's ethnic, pianos. I mean, there's so much stuff that it has been released and also yet to be released. And sometimes they can get a bit daunting looking at all the available options. I know for me it definitely was. So I want to bring up 5 libraries in specific that will really get you off to a really good start. And so the first one we're going to start out with is the Berlin Orchestra Inspire. So there's now 2 different versions of this, or 2 installments, and the first one I think is just probably for me the best starter orchestral library kit. One thing to keep in mind is it doesn't come with choir or synth elements, so you aren't going to get that from this library, but what you are going to get is strings, winds, brass, a Steinway Model D piano, you're going to get a harp, you're going to get some percussion, so it's a really big, huge collection of sounds. Of course, a lot of the material is sort of combined, so you might not get like flute 1, flute 2, flute 3 like you would normally get with Berlin woodwinds. So it does combine certain instruments to make it more reduced. And even though it is a bit more reduced, it still comes with so much stuff, and it's a great way to sort of get yourself into the world of orchestral sampling. So my number 2 is Spitfire Audio's Albion 1. So Albion began many years ago with the Albion Legacy, and that library has now evolved into the Albion 1 10th anniversary edition, and I'm sure it's going to be updated in the future, but this is the first of 5 different libraries in the Albion series, and the first one is sort of your more all-around composer tools. Your second one is more sort of detailed, could be used for period dramas, a lot more chamber sounding. The third one is, you know, all basses, cello. It's really low end, has a great sort of warm round tone. The fourth one is more atonal, can be used for action, horror. And then there's Albion 500, which is dedicated to Scandi orchestra elements. And this is my personal favorite, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to start out with in the Albion series because it's a lot more specific and sort of niche, but it's a great tool to have on your toolkit as a composer. In Albion 1, you're going to get strings, winds, brass, epic percussion, not necessarily traditional, that's going to be much more in the Berlin Orchestra Inspire, and then also a bunch of synth patches which are made in Spitfire's Edna engine. And this is actually a super interesting synth engine. You can meld between 2 different sounds and really craft sounds very specific to how you like it. And it takes a little while to get used to, but once you do, it is a pretty cool synth engine. So my number 3 is going to be dedicated to those wanting to pursue trailer music, because this one is all out aggressive and powerful. It's got tons of energy, and it is Metropolis Art 1. And this is one of my top 3 favorite libraries of all time, up there with Spitfire Chamber Strings and Omnisphere. This thing is just massive and just incredible. I mean, it has strings, some of the best brass I've ever heard sampled. It's got huge percussion, choir, it's got band instruments, guitar, bass, it's got drums, it's got a piano. I mean, it is just a huge collection, and everything just sounds incredibly well recorded. It's very detailed the way that it's recorded. It's all done at the Tolduck stage in Berlin, the same place where all of the Berlin Orchestra Inspire stuff was done, as well as the Berlin series. So it's a great library, and I definitely recommend it for those that are looking for a big collection of really energetic sounds. So my next one was recorded quite a ways back, but I think it's still a classic, and that is Project Sam's Symphobia 1. So this one works exceptionally well with Symphobia 2, the sequel, and there's also a Symphobia 3 that I wasn't the biggest fan of. You of course do get strings, winds, brass, you get combo patches, and it works really well with Symphobia 2. So my 5th and final one is the EastWest Composer Cloud, and the really cool thing about this is that even though it's not one specific library, it's a collection of many, it's on a subscription-based plan, so you can cancel it whenever, and if you want to sort of renew it, you have access to all the libraries again, so you don't have to buy each individual one, and they sort of all are downloadable once you get the subscription-based service. So the really cool thing about the EastWest Collection is it includes so much. It includes all of your orchestral stuff, including percussion, strings, winds, brass. You also have ethnic instruments with like Silk and RA. You have Ministry of Rock. You have so much stuff. You have pianos. And again, you can literally cancel it whenever you want to or renew it whenever you want to, and it's all going to be there waiting for you on your computer. So in comparison to all the libraries I listed beforehand, which are run in Kontakt, all of the EastWest libraries are run in the Play engine, and the latest version is Play 6, and I'm personally not the biggest fan of Play, but you can still get some amazing results. And of course, if it's good enough for Thomas Bergerson, who is involved in the curation of a lot of these libraries, and it's good enough for anyone, and you know, you can get some amazing results out of the EastWest content, and it's really convenient, and a great option. But anyways, there's 5 sample libraries that I would recommend starting out with. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys are interested in staying up to date with all the videos, you guys can subscribe and also hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a video. Also check out my website, ashtonglickman.com, for new updates and content, and also I'm on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.